But I'm going to assume they're going to be trustees. Okay, anyone else? Well, let's get started. Is this necessary? Are we being recorded?
We are being recorded.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, it's good to see everybody here. At least we didn't have snow and rain tonight, so it's a good night. I'm Joan Coltzis. I'm a member of the Lake Forest Lake Bluff League of Women Voters, and I've been moderating forums in Lake County for over 30 years, I hate to admit. But anyway, I'm going to assume that we're all here tonight for the same reason, and that's that we want to be informed and conscientious voters for April 9th's election, or before, if by early voting or mail-in. That when we do that, when we do vote, that we're responsible, our votes are well thought out. So, anyway, welcome to what should be a very informative and interesting evening of political and personal and civil exchanges. As I said at the beginning, this was my invitation, so if the candidates showed up tonight, we'll see them, and if they didn't, we won't. But a couple things before we begin, if I could. Perhaps you can turn off or adjust anything that beeps, buzzes, sings, or renders a musical interlude. And then, of course, we're a small group here, so I don't think I need to worry about anybody breaking down in applause, but that's somewhat distracting and time-consuming, so I thank you for both of those hints. And also, outside the door, I did notice a little bit of campaign material. If on the way out you want to pick some up, that would be okay. So let me help everybody understand what's going to happen here tonight. For those of us who are visual learners, and most of us are, by the way, note that the candidates are seated, the ones who are seated and the ones who are absent. This is how they will appear on the ballot. So if you're a visual learner, you can sort of take stock of where people are sitting and who they are. We're going to start with each candidate getting 2 minutes to make an opening statement. And candidates, wherever you are, I need to point out over here a couple timekeepers, Roseanne and Kathy. They've got cards here. If for your opening statements, you get the 2 minutes. For responding to questions, you get 1 minute. So the opening statement, if you see a green card, you know you're halfway through your opening statement. You'll only, oh, I'm sorry, it's a yellow. Yellow.
Red.
All right.
Yellow and red.
Yellow, okay. And yellow for your answering questions will tell you that you've got 5 seconds left.
15.
Oh,
So I
15.
get 1 minute, 15, and stop.
Okay. And obviously then the red is stop. So if you see the yellow card, 15 seconds, you know you've got, normally I only give 5, so you've got a longer time to think on your feet tonight. So the 15 seconds means start to wrap up your thought or your sentence, and obviously the red card means please do stop. After the opening statements from our candidates, we're going to launch into some questions, which are on the cards, which if you want, again, hand out the cards. Adrian? Allison, here we've got a man with some cards here. Just hold them up, and Allison will come along and pick them up. If you get any time, just break into, okay. Or she'll give you some more cards. Okay. And we'll ask as many questions as we have time for. Unfortunately, we need to jiggle the room around a few times so we hear from all the candidates that are here tonight. So my job as moderator is simple. It's to facilitate an open, interesting, respectful evening. And of course, as with all public forums, and I say this all the time, it doesn't make any difference if it were only the way at home, all decisions of the moderator are final. So, okay, so tonight we're going to hear from the candidates who seek 8 seats. There are 8 seats open within the Avon Township governmental structure. Avon Township serves...
No, 4 seats.
No, 8 seats total. There are 8 seats total. When we go to vote, 8 seats are what you're going to vote for, even though I think there are 19 candidates. So Avon Township serves over 65,000 residents within the borders of Avon Township, and I hope I'm not preaching to the choir here, are all the parts of villages of Grace Lake, Round Lake Beach, Round Lake Heights, Round Lake Park, Haynesville, Third Lake, and the unincorporated areas that surround these communities or around them. And all of the officials of Avon Township are elected every 4 years. There's complete turnover of the government every 4 years in the townships. Registered voters will elect a township supervisor, an assessor, a highway commissioner, a township clerk, and 4 trustees. And those are the candidates who are invited to come tonight. As I said before, there are 19 candidates who are determined to fill the above offices. An elected office holder can be praised or criticized for their public involvement. They're likely to be confronted, questioned, challenged, and exhausted by the job, but nonetheless, these perhaps brave and determined office seekers come before us tonight, anxious to enter or re-enter the public arena. And that's why we're here, to responsibly cast votes for 8 of them. So our first group of office seekers will be running for the position of township trustee. Trustees serve a 4-year term, so the persons voted in this April will serve, as will all of them, except for assessor. I'll tell you more about that. Yes, assessor. They'll serve until May of 2017. So your vote is going to take them a long time, 4 years you're going to have to live. So you need to be thinking responsibly here. Trustees' responsibilities include a monthly auditing of bills, approving and adopting the town fund budget, the road district budget, and any contracts necessary for the operation of the township. So I've got the privilege right now of introducing the candidates this evening, those who want one of those 4 trustee seats. So candidates, within your opening statements, I'd hope that you'd introduce yourselves to us. Tell us your qualifications and top priorities you might focus on for the next 4 years. We truly are sitting here tonight wanting to get to know you better. So let me see who we've got sitting in our midst. The first one, Kathy, is that you?
Yes, it
And I apologize that I don't know everybody by face, but our first candidate is Ms. Kathy DeGrow. So Kathy, if you'd have an opening statement for us, please.
Sure, thank you. Can you hear me? Good. For 23 years, I've lived in unincorporated Grace Lake, so I have firsthand knowledge of township issues and services. I have a background in retail management. When my children entered school, I began volunteering. I worked with PTO, book fairs, scouts, athletics. I used my business skills to help these groups grow. My husband and I successfully ran a banquet hall. I became an expert event planner. I branched out to work with Save a Pet, the food pantry, Friends of the Library, and Chamber of Commerce. I learned to link resources to get better results. I was elected to the Grace Lake Library Board twice, and the #1 thing I have learned is that a strong organization must be people-centered. I will make a difference by turning the township focus away from politics to a focus on community needs. #1, township must reach out and explain the purpose of township to our citizens. Newsletters, websites, and signage can be used to get this message out. #2, township must engage people and ask about their concerns. What do people need from township? We can use surveys, focus groups, and special events to foster this conversation. #3, township must respond to the needs expressed by our residents. Using this community feedback, we can focus our resources and make township relevant. As township moves forward, it must be financially sound. Budgets must balance, wasteful spending must be eliminated, and services must be reevaluated. We must work smarter with less money. I will listen and respond to your township concerns. I am the right candidate with the right skills. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. Next, we have Ms. Jeannie Kirby. Jeannie, if you would mind an opening statement, please.
My name is Jeannie Kirby, and I'm running for trustee of Avon Township on the Avon Strong slate. I'm married and I have 4 adult male children and 2 male grandchildren. And I'm happy to say for the first time, I am living with another female, my kitten Reese. We're really excited about that. I'm a retired educator, serving for 20 years as a teacher with Brown Lake area schools, and served as an administrator for Harvard School District, Zion School District, and Waukegan Public Schools. As an administrator, I have served as a principal, curriculum coordinator, a director for leadership and district initiatives, and executive director for academic affairs. As an administrator and during my career, it has given me opportunities to build budgets using local, state, and federal funding sources, as well as write, manage, and account for private and public grants worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. What I bring to township government is a deep commitment to service and personal integrity and a tenacious passion. I am relentless about financial oversight of taxpayers' money and helping our communities be second to none. The strength of township government lies in its ability to coordinate and orchestrate all public services within the township. The strength of the services within our township is the ability to work together to solve big problems under very financially struggling times. I have seen this work time and time again. In public education, we are relentless about building services in order to meet the needs of students and their families. You only have to ask your neighbors to see the disconnect between citizens and the role of student government. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeannie. Next, we'll hear from William McNeil. Will, an opening statement, please.
Yes, good evening, and I want to thank everybody for showing up here tonight. I think it's good to see people involved in township government and all forms of government. I'm a resident of Avon Township since I was born. The family farm, I farm, and the family farm has been in existence since 1908. So we've been, as far as me and the family, we've been here involved in township since that time, over 100 years. Currently, I'm the incumbent trustee on the township board. I've got probably 14 years. I was first appointed in 1999 and lost an election once and then been reappointed in 1 elections and stuff like that. So I've been involved in township government for quite a bit. Also, I managed the Avon Cemetery since 1989. I've been managing that cemetery for a long time. So I know how to manage people. I know how to work with people between township government and the fortunate the cemetery. Been involved with the food pantry also by donating food and services to the food pantry also. So I hope to bring it on more for the township. We need to expand township, get it open more newsletters, a lot of things. I watched that sign and nothing's ever been put on there about meeting and stuff like that. I get frustrated. I've been frustrated for 4 years. So I'm with a great group of people, it's Avon Strong Group. And I think if you vote for Avon Strong people, we'll get Avon Township back together again. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. And finally, Mr. Hal Sloan. Hal, please.
Good evening, thank you. I've been a resident of Avon Township a whole lot less than Bill. But I'm married for 28 years, a wonderful woman who grew up in Grace Lake. 3 kids, all in college, a couple in graduate school. Very proud of them. And the reason I probably haven't been involved before is because I've been spending my time raising my family. Now that I'm an empty nester, I found some time to get involved with the community and my little corner of the world, which is Avon Township. I'm involved for the youth of Avon Township. I believe that the youth need to get registered to vote at 18. They need to get involved in the community right away, because when they're involved and active, they will vote, and the more people who vote, the better the elected officials are. And that is a deep core belief for me. And as for the services of Avon Township, they provide for the elderly and the needy. And the Township is still relevant today